Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today I have a very quick update for you on the Johnny Depp libel case that he has against the Sun newspapers in the UK. So not the defamation case against Amber Heard in Virginia, the UK trial. Now for those of you who don't know, Amber has a makeup artist and friend by the name of Melanie, I don't want to butcher her last name, Iglesias, I think, who provided a declaration in support of Amber's claims of being physically assaulted by Johnny on the 15th of December 2015. So she claims in her declaration that she helped Amber cover up all the marks and bruises, and she even goes as far to say that they particularly and strategically picked red lipstick for the James Corden show in an effort to cover up any cuts or visible signs of injury on Amber's lip. She actually also says that despite the red lipstick, Melanie could still see the cut lip. Now, we already know that Savannah McMillan, who was the makeup artist who applied Amber's makeup for the James Corden show, already testified against these claims and stated that Amber was clearly injury-free. So the point of this video isn't to disprove Melanie's declaration. Melanie, in fact, has been called upon to testify as a witness in the UK libel case by the defendant, News Group Newspapers, which owns the Sun newspaper. And it turns out that she's fighting it. Now, because of COVID-19, the trial was postponed and it's due to start on the 7th of July of this year. And Melanie wouldn't even have to testify in person. She would be providing her testimony through a live feed. Despite this, Melanie is basing her refusal on her fears of contracting COVID-19. So she's saying essentially that even if I'm gonna provide testimony through a live feed and I won't actually have to go to court and interact with a lot of people, I'm still scared that I'm gonna contract COVID-19 if you make me go into this room to provide evidence. She also says that she's been allegedly receiving death threats over her involvement in this case. Now, News Group is trying to compel Melanie to provide evidence. They say that her evidence is key in fighting Johnny's libel claims. This is because it can help them to prove that Johnny was in fact physically abusive towards Amber, and so it's not libel, it's the truth. And the defense to libel or any sort of defamation is that the allegations were in fact true. So on the 16th of May, Melanie filed a motion with a California court urging the judge to quash the order that he made, which compels her to provide this evidence. She informed the court that she has become a victim of online harassment, and as I mentioned before, she has been receiving death threats, allegedly, over her involvement, despite not making any public comments about the case. So her only involvement was the provision of her declaration. Her attorney, Anya Goldstein, stated that this case and the related US case are high-profile matters involving international celebrities and are receiving intense media scrutiny. Ms. Iglesias genuinely fears for her safety as it is. If she is forced to testify for NGN, which is News Group Newspapers, and by extension for its controversial tabloid The Sun, the threats and harassment she faces will undoubtedly escalate. Melanie also claims that if she further involves herself in this case and provides testimony, then her reputation and livelihood as a makeup artist will likely suffer. And her reasoning behind this claim is that she routinely works with celebrity and high-profile clients all the time, and they expect a lot of privacy. And so apparently she fears that by involving herself in a public case, her clients will have a reason to believe that she cannot maintain their privacy. It's not like she's going out and sharing Amber and Johnny's private matters just for the heck of it. She is being compelled by the law after willingly providing a declaration in support of Amber. She's being compelled because she already voluntarily involved herself. To say that this will show other clients that she cannot maintain their privacy is absolutely ridiculous. Providing testimony in a case in no way diminishes a person's ability to maintain their client's privacy. In an effort to compromise in some way, Melanie has instead offered to provide witness testimony in Johnny's defamation case against Amber in Virginia, which pretty much has identical issues. So Melanie was trying to say, when I provide testimony for this local case, then you can use that testimony to bolster your case in the UK, which NGN has rejected. So the attorney for News Group, NGN, stated that as evidenced by a declaration that she signed in 2019, Ms. Iglesias' testimony is of critical importance at the trial. The alternative proposed by Ms. Iglesias is not acceptable because it would place respondents at a significant disadvantage at trial. They further go on to say that her deposition as a witness in the Virginia case, so the defamation case against Amber, would be treated as hearsay by English courts, and that more weight would be attributed to her evidence if she provided it as a direct witness for the UK libel case, which is absolutely true. Hearsay is basically any out-of-court statement that has been made by a person, and so in order for it to be admissible, that person needs to be available to be examined and cross-examined on that evidence. Because the deposition that Melanie is offering to provide in the States would be made out of court, it's going to be made in a lawyer's office, it's not admissible as evidence unless she is available as a witness in the UK libel case to be examined and cross-examined by both sides. News Group even went as far as to say that they would take all reasonable steps to protect Melanie from contracting COVID-19. These measures include disinfecting the conference room and having no one in the office other than her counsel and an IT technician. As for her claims of being concerned for her own safety, News Group submitted that, well, she should have considered that before she voluntarily provided a declaration in 2019. And they are absolutely right about this. This goes for everyone out there. If you involve yourself in any way in a court case, expect to be further involved in the future. You can't just decide to involve yourself and then step away and say, actually, I don't want anything to do with this anymore. That's not how the law works. It's not how court cases work. And I'm not saying this to deter people from involving themselves. If you have relevant evidence that you think could help the case or help one of the sides, then you should involve yourself. It would actually be selfish and wrong not to provide evidence if you have it, especially if it's pivotal evidence that is required to help to resolve the case. So a hearing has been set for the 10th of June. I'm assuming to further consider this matter. A lot of people who aren't involved in the legal system don't understand how serious things can get and don't understand how they can be compelled to provide evidence, especially if they have chosen to voluntarily involve themselves as Melanie did. So I don't think she knew what she was getting herself into, which is really silly and strange because I believe she is 44 years old, or was 44 last year, so she's 45 this year. So definitely well and truly old enough to understand the gravity of these things. So I believe her when she says that she is potentially receiving death threats and online harassment. This case has very high profile people involved. People like Johnny Depp who have a huge fan base and following. And unfortunately, some of them may be sending her death threats. Now, whether they're serious or not is irrelevant. What's relevant is the fact that she is beginning to feel unsafe. So I basically think she's chickened out. But again, as I've mentioned earlier in the video, that's irrelevant. You should have thought about that before you decided to involve yourself and provide the declaration. It's really as simple as that. And if you ask me, the damage has already been done for Melanie. I mean, she's already involved herself. By providing testimony for this case, it's not like she's going to be introducing any extra information. Witnesses are examined and cross-examined on the content of their statements. So basically, both sides want to grill her on the contents of her declaration in order to poke holes in her statement, or in the case of the defendants, so the Sun newspapers, they want to convince the judge that she's telling the truth. I will keep you guys updated on what is ultimately decided. I don't see her wishes being granted. Her evidence is pivotal. It's very important in deciding whether the Sun's publications against Johnny were libel or not. All right, that's it for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I also want to let you know that part 2 of rebutting Amber Heard's allegations will be up this week. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, and I'll catch you in a future video.